We live. Cool. We're doing it. The autofocus, right? Is it good? We doing good? No? Fujifilm. Shooting on the XH2S with the 8 to 16 mil f2.8. I think I'm at f5.6 right now. I don't like that. I want to be at 2.8 so I can get some blur. Whatever. We'll roll with it. Some random. Actually, this is my recipe because I've been trying to hit up recipes on Fuji Weekly, and something about them. It's fall season, right? So I want some warm color, but I still love that blue right there. And I've been messing with the recipe, so I'm lost on the recipe for video right now. I'm shooting on the video setting with this recipe that I made. So maybe I should just post it. If you have questions about it, let me know and I will just drop it. Okay? But if you guys don't give a shit, then why would I post it? We're going to go over the things that people don't talk about when it comes to why you should buy an MPC over using a DAW, okay? Or you can still buy a DAW, but produce with an MPC more, okay? They're like little things that I don't see YouTubers talking about it enough. So I'm going to highlight those things for you guys because these are the most important things. You can watch YouTube on all of the other shit, how cool it is, how loud it is, how 5 hours battery life for this one, all of the cool features and all of that. There's hundreds and probably thousands of YouTube videos on that. But screw that shit. We're going to go over the real shit. So, number one, the MPC, the fact that it's mobile gives me new inspiration to continue making music and having fun. Let me explain. Imagine driving to the beach or driving to the desert, top of a mountain, and then just looking at your surroundings, reflecting on life, and making a beat. You cannot, yes, you can do that with a laptop and a MIDI keyboard, but this is way more fun than using a laptop. And the fact that it has a speaker at the bottom, you can hear what you're producing, and it actually sounds pretty good. I'm pretty sure the MPC3 Live is better than the MPC Live 2. Now let me turn around. Okay, I should take YouTube more serious. All right, so yeah, doing that is one of the most fulfilling things that you can do if you're a creator and you love making music is getting to a destination and performing your music or making your music with peace all around you. Yes, you most of the time we're locked into a studio. We're trying to draw inspiration from different things, and we can do it because we're creators. But I'm telling you now, being able to do that, I feel like is a blessing. Okay. Your environment shapes your ideas, and your ideas eventually get to the pads, and that is huge. Number two, constraint-driven innovation. Okay, so there's a thing called the point of diminishing returns, okay? That is when you have so many sounds and folders and plugins on your DAW, and you it's you get return as you're building them. You're like, oh yeah, I'm using that, I'm using this, I'm using that, using these Waves plugins. I spent probably over $1,000 in plugins with Waves. I can't do that with the DAW. I mean, with the MPC. I have what I have on the MPC, and it's professional level stuff. Like the plugins on the MPC for like compression, the Mother Ducker. If you don't know what the Mother Ducker is, that's the coolest thing on this thing. Okay, that's how you get that pumping effect. And the way that it pumps on the MPC is way better than any plugin that I've ever used on a DAW, and let alone the sounds, the beat, the wave files, the music out of an MPC just sounds better, and I'll probably say that a few more times before this video ends. But going back to constraints, you're limited on what you have on an MPC. Now, what that forces you to do is it forces you to toggle around, mess around with the instruments that are in the MPC, and that makes you better, and you get creative with it, and it becomes your own a lot faster. There's presets that can start you somewhere, and then from there you're on your own. You're gonna be turning some knobs, and it's gonna turn into something that's gonna be awesome. It's fun because it's more interactive. I'm turning these things. I'm barely menu diving, turning more knobs and pressing buttons and all of that stuff, and it's just way more fun. Now, doing all of that, producing in front of an environment that you like, that just adds to the value of having an NPC. Number 3, embodied rhythm for intuitive groove. So, what I mean by that is when you're making a rhythm on a DAW, you're programming your beat. Control C, Control V with the kick, snap, snap, snap with the hi-hats. Now you have a kick and snare and a few hi-hats going off. You're programming it. You're using your mouse, or you're using the mouse pad. All of that feels like, and at least for myself, it feels like you're programming a dope beat. With this, you are physically, with your motor skills, creating the beat, so it feels more organic with the rhythm when you're actually physically doing it, okay? Because you're combining what your mind thinks and your hands as a representation of what your mind thinks, pressing the pad, getting onto the rhythm or the groove, and now the little small imperfections of it make it feel more organic. That's my theory behind it, but it just sounds more wholesome because not everything is perfect, and it feels more soulful. Okay, so that's number 3 on the added advantage to doing this that nobody really talks about. Going into that, happy accidents. That's what I'm calling the next one. Number 4 is happy accidents. That's when you're messing with sounds, like right recently I got a Damian Marley confrontation, the track. I used the DAW to extract the vocals from the song, and I'm time stretched it to a 120 BPM, and now I chopped it up, and the idea that I originally had was plan A, but as I was chopping it up and stretching the BPM for the vocals and getting it on where I want it to be, I came across things. And I'm like, oh man, this beat's gonna be way doper with how I'm discovering through making accidents as I'm trying to get to the destination Z, trying to get there. I started with plan A. Plan A was going well, no problems with plan A, but plan B came along because something sounded better, and then probably plan C and D come along too, and they're like, oh man, this sounds better, and as time goes on, it becomes better and better and better. That's why I think that using an NPC with the physical commands that you're making it do make it sound more organic and more fun, and more interactive with more interactive sonically to other people's brains as they're listening to the music. Okay. The next thing, the lack of screen. Ooh, this is a good one. So I'm sure this happens, especially if you have a Mac. Notifications, ding, ding, ding. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, some shit. You're trying to produce a beat, get locked in, and all of a sudden, like, notifications start hitting, or you kind of get fried a little bit for a moment, and then you just want to go to Instagram, and next thing you know, you're scrolling for 20 minutes and not producing. All right. The lack of screen, you could put. I honestly, I can go 3 hours. I won't even look at my phone because I'm so into making a beat with all of the other things that I was talking about that the only time I use the screen is just to put a sound on a pad and run, or chop some samples. That's about it. So the lack of screen, lack of notifications is a huge added value. Number 6. I think that was number 6 right here. Physical presence as a performing art. So what I mean by that is, when you're producing something dope on a DAW, um, you put your phone up, you're like to the studio, you're like this, like check out my sound or check out my beat, and then or you put it to the speaker, like that's what your speaker sees. Well, when you're showing a beat on an MPC, you naturally just want to perform the beat, or at least a certain portion of the beat. Or if you look at my Instagram, you'll see that I'm performing songs with a song with an MPC, and it makes you get more creative. But it's more fun to watch a story or a reel of somebody performing with their hands, doing this, than just staring at a laptop. So it feels like you're performing rather than just showing. And anytime I see an NPC or a native instrument thing, I'm like, whoa, they're performing. Okay. And yes, you could say you can perform on a DAW. It's not the same. I'm telling you. Take your DAW outside and do it like this. Like it's not the same. And the speakers are loud enough to perform with just a speaker and a cell phone, and it's gonna sound good enough for people get the point, and good enough to like sound pleasing rather than annoying. Okay. Now this one's not on the list, and honestly, it's one of my favorites. This one's huge. I think this is what, 7 or 8. But I am not that good at a keyboard or piano. Like I can play chords. I'll look it up. I'll look a chord up, a chord progression, mess with it, try to find a good sound. But it's not gonna go where it usually doesn't go where I want it to go after a few moves of the MIDI keynote, and eventually I'll get what I want. But with this, I can go to shift notes. It's called shift button and the 16 level button. If I were to press both of them at the same time, I can go to notes or chords or chord progressions. And there's a lot of chord progressions, okay? All respecting music theory and all within music theory standards, which is great because I'm not a music theorist. I don't know music theory, okay? I'm trying to be funny here. And the chord progression can be like pad 1, pad 2, pad 3, pad 4. The secret sauce is not doing it like that. The secret sauce is find everything that's within the music theory realm that's accurate by getting F minor, right? And then messing with the pads once you have the chord progression notes or chords on here, you can mess around to any of the pads and make it your own. So that's, if you listen to my pads on my Afro House songs, project isn't out. It's gonna be out very soon. Just I have one more song to make, and that's it. I'll be done. But you can, all of my pads and my keys on my songs are gonna be from shift notes, going to chord progressions, finding. There's like ballad 1 through 20, 30, 40, and then there's dance chords, there's gospel chords, there's jazz chords, and you can select what note, like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? And then minor, pentatonic, like there's all of these music theory things that I don't give a shit about. They are in there for my pleasure to use however I see fit, and that alleviates me having to connect a MPK to my MPC and try to look like a genius, making a chord and making a beat with my. I tried it, doesn't work out. And so I started using that, and I'm like, oh man, this sounds great. And then all the other plugins that you use automatically go to that exact chord as well. So everything that you're playing is going to be within the realm of your music theory that's supporting your beat. Okay. So, if there's anything else, I'll make another video about this, but those are the most important things on why I feel that you should use an MPC to make a beat. And people that don't talk, these are the things that people don't talk about on why you should use an MPC to make a beat. That's what I'm really trying to say. All right, later.